Nilah is, in my opinion, the most interesting ADC in the game. Not only is she a spellcasting ADC, which is somewhat rare instead of an auto attacker, but she is also a melee ADC, completely melee, with no real ranged abilities in her kit. You could argue that Q is somewhat ranged, but the range on that still is fairly small. So for this champion, it's very weird, in order to know what to build on her. Mainly because there are so many different builds because she scales with a lot of different things. For example, her Q is one of the only abilities in the game which isn't an auto attack which can hit towers. It might be the only ability. So because of this, she has a very interesting interaction with lethality. Another interesting thing is that this same Q is on a very short cooldown, which gives her a nice synergy with Sheen. Another interesting thing is that she has a double cast of her E, which is her dash. Another interesting thing is that her Q scales with crits, so you don't want to build lethality, you want to build crit. And then another thing is that her W gives her auto attack immunity, so do you want to max your W first? Do you want to, there's a lot of stuff to tackle on this champion, but I think I've come up with the best build to go 9 times out of 10, right? So first of all, I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks with Nilah, and we'll go into the runes, then we'll get into the build. So first of all, on Nilah, you want to pretty much generally do little to nothing early, unless either you have an engaged support, or your support has poked down the enemy sufficiently where you can dash in on them and you can kill them before they can kill you, which is fairly hard for most ADCs. Another tip is you don't want to pick Nilah into non-auto attack ADC champions. You only want to pick her into auto attack ADC champions. If you pick her into non-auto attack ADC champions, then you're going to have a bad time, right? Generally, what you want to do is, if you're with an engaged support in terms of summon the spells, you want to go exhaust, cleanse, ignite, any of these sorts of summon the spells. You can even go heal because you have good nice synergy with heal. However, if you're with an enchanter support, I suggest going TP. Nilah has extremely good synergy with TP, mainly because she's able to TP to a lane, get a tower, one of the fastest tower takers in the game, and then get back out, right? Very, very good champion when it comes to that. So those are a few weird tips, right? So what you want to build in terms of runes, where you want to go in terms of runes, is you always want to go Conqueror, and then all of your secondaries are up to you. All of the 3 Triumph, Overheal, and Presence of Mind, I think it's called, whichever one gives you the mana, I forgot the name of it, on the precision tree are all very, very good. You can pick whichever one of those you want to. However, generally I go for the Triumph, but Overheal is also very good, okay? In terms of all of your other runes, you can pick, they're up to you. It doesn't really matter which one you go in this sort of scenario, right? So let's get on to the build. When I was building this champion, I kept on moving through different builds. At first I thought lethality was good, so I built lethality, and then I thought crit was good, so I built crit. What I found is a mixture of these different items is what's ideal. You want to mix up crit and lethality and a bit of tankiness in order to get the ideal build for this champion, and ideal playstyle as well. What you want to do off your first back, you want to get a Dirk. First of all, you generally want to start with either 3 pots and a longsword, or you want to start out with a refillable and a longsword. You shouldn't be fighting too much early unless the fight is 100% won, right? This means you're able to build into your second and third item very quickly, which helps you to snowball a bit more. So generally, you get your serrated Dirk first. On your first back, maybe serrated Dirk boots, whatever it might be. You want to get your serrated Dirk, you come back to lane, fight a bit more, you go back, you want to get yourself a Sheen. So you have serrated Dirk, Sheen, and boots at this point probably. You want to build that Dirk into a collector, and then from there you want to build Navori into Sheildbow, into Essence Reaver, into Hullbreaker, and then Phantom Dancer for your last item. The reason why you want to build Dirk into Sheen is because it gives you a very, very nice synergy in terms of your Q, right? So your Q is on a fairly low cooldown, and your Q also reduces armor. So Dirk synergizes very nicely with reduced armor, and obviously Sheen synergizes very nicely with a low cooldown ability like your Q. Not to mention, when you were taking towers, this helps you out immensely because you have your Dirk on your abilities, which on your Q specifically, which means you can take towers extremely quickly, and then you have your Sheen, so your auto attack after that is going to be empowered as well, obviously, so that makes you take towers extremely quickly. This is the best 2 core item start which I think that you can have on Nilah, right? You want to go Navori mainly because there's a bit of a debate around what you should go. Should you go IE? Should you go Navori? Should you go this? Should you go that, right? I think that going Navori is best, mainly because if we were to compare Navori with, for example, if we were to compare it with Gale Force, for example, these items actually do the same thing if you think about it. The reason why you go Gale Force is engage and sticking power generally. But Navori, if you're able to get onto somebody with your maybe a flash Q, a flash E, or maybe your first E, and you're able to stick onto them, your Navori is going to do so much more than your Gale Force would ever do, because they do the same thing. Since you have a dash, you're getting your dash off cooldown quicker, so you can follow up. So whereas with Gale Force you have 3 dashes because the Gale Force gives you another dash, with Navori you have 3 dashes because Navori decreases the cooldown of your first dash so that it comes up near enough in time for you to activate 3 dashes in quick succession effectively, right? So they do very similar things. However, Navori has very nice synergy with your W, amazing synergy with your W, which is one of the most important abilities in your kit, and it helps out your Q a bit as well, right? Not to mention, since you're a heavily ability based character, the Navori passive, which means that your abilities do more damage dependent on how much crit you have, comes in handy a lot here. Very, very good synergy, right? So the reason why after this you go Sheildbow instead of, for example, Essence Reaver is because you can go either one, right? You can go Sheildbow or Essence Reaver. If you feel like you need more healing, go Sheildbow. If you feel like you're losing lane and you need to be more survivable, go Sheildbow. If you feel like you just need to snowball more, go Essence Reaver. Sheildbow is really good because Nilah has very nice synergy in terms of healing and shielding with her passive, and Essence Reaver is really good because of obviously the Sheen and because Nilah is fairly mana dependent, right? She's a fairly mana dependent champion, and getting mana back every time you're rocking your Sheen passive, which is a lot of the time, is very good. It means you can disengage then re-engage very quickly. However, if you are going to get Essence Reaver first, I would suggest building a Vampiric Scepter first before getting your Essence Reaver, and then building into Essence Reaver. So you want to have either a Sheen and a Sheildbow, or a Vampiric Scepter and an Essence Reaver. After you've built both those items, you want to go Hullbreaker. Why Hullbreaker? Because first of all, Nilah is a melee champion. Second of all, Nilah is the best tower taker in the game, I think, and I don't really think it's close, especially with Navori increased damage, Collector's lethality, your crit, which increases your Q damage, all of these together, right? Or increases your Q armor reduction, which I think affects towers. All of these together makes you the fastest tower taker in the game. The fact that you will get empowered minions, the fact that you are getting 60 MR and armor when nobody's around you and you don't really need anyone, all of these together, the fact that it gives you move speed, all of these together make this item amazing on Nilah. Lastly, you want to go Phantom Dancer. Why? Because attack speed's cool, because your movement speed with Hullbreaker MS and Phantom Dancer MS is about equivalent to that of Boots. So yeah, all in all, that's the best build in my opinion, and the best build order in my opinion, right? Generally in lane, after lane, sorry, what you want to do is you want to just split push in the side lane. You can near enough, if you've gone at least even in lane, you can beat most champions in the game. You're actually pretty good against AP champions because your W, I believe, blocks 25% of incoming AP damage, which obviously is great. So yeah, you're good against those sorts of champions. You're good against auto attackers. What you're not good against is assassins. Assassins are your biggest weakness on Nilah because you don't really have any defense against them. Generally, if you're against assassin, build Sheildbow as quickly as you can, and then hope for the best, pretty much, right? If you're against an assassin, you can always dash back to your teammate or dash into them, try and fight them, and hopefully win. So yeah, that's the build. Thank you a lot for watching, and now let's get on into the gameplay.
blood. Red team double kill. Red team has slain the dragon. Plating will fall soon. Shut down. spree. Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Red team has slain the dragon. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Shut down. down. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Red team double kill. Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team has slain the dragon. Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.